Team Florence 3NX is on the mission. Atacama Desert to Panama to Puerto.
Dude, I've been trying to slide in with DMs.
Why don't you just share a bed until we get it figured out?
That bed is huge.
Well, when you texted me, I was so sleepy I didn't feel like getting up.
Yeah.
And then it was already like a while later, so I didn't want to.
So, the boys have made it to Puerto, Escondido. Longtime favorite of ours. Same squad, same team. Chile to Panama to Puerto. The tour of epic proportions. Hoping a swell fills in today. You never know, but yeah, these long period swells, they take a bit to fill in. Right now it's light offshore, the sun is out, 6 to 8 foot, a little bit closed out, but super pretty. Like if we get these conditions on the bigger days, it's gonna be on. Luckily I was traveling with an 8.0 and an 8.5, which is a nightmare, especially if you're going to places where you know you're not gonna use it, but I just travel with them in the event we do something like this. You travel to the next spot that you're gonna use it. Ivan doesn't have a gun, so we'll be sharing mine. I got 2. And we're psyched to be back in Puerto. We didn't come back last year, and we missed a few swells that looked super fun. So this year I was like, I definitely want to go back to Puerto. And this doesn't look like the hugest swell, but a good one to test some new boards and get all psyched. We love Puerto. Been coming here since we were like 5, 6 years old. We used to stay here for a few months at a time. Mom would just pack everything up and put us on the strip of the Zicatela strip over here. So, a lot of great memories here. I'm psyched to be back. Had to run and grab the camera. Unveiling the boards. And as I'm taking them out, I realize that they are flipped around. So nose, like I would put them in nose first at home. They're not only flipped around, but upside down in the bag. So somewhere on their travels, they would have had to have been taken completely out of the bag, then repacked wrongly, and it looks like they lost their divider because that's extreme Chinese wax job. So I don't know what these guys were doing, but I use thin bags when I travel with my guns because I just don't want them to not make it, but in doing so it causes some damage sometimes. But I think we got away with a lot this time. Just a small chipped nose. Usually it's like a huge ding in my rail and a bad reverse wax job. And these boards are so sick, I can't make it right. We were younger, maybe 15 years ago, traveling around with some bigger boards or my mom's longboard. We actually had it where they would have thought something was being smuggled inside the board and they put a screwdriver through the board along the whole length of it. My mom's longboard just went pop, pop, pop. Maybe they were trying to test if the insides were filled with something, I don't know. But just absolutely hilarious because they, like to them, maybe they were like, oh, it's just still totally usable. But the board was obviously cooked, like holes, waterlogged instantly. So, what I brought, an 8.0, this thing is such a blade. thruster, swallowtail, shaped almost like a big pipe board. I'm so excited to ride this. I really hope it gets big. And an 8.5, which are also like insane. These boards, like dominantly shaped for Mullenmore, big Fiji, big Puerto. And me and Faisal put a lot of work into kind of redefining the Cadillac into the Puerto Paddy. Because over the years coming here, I realized I wanted something way knifier, way more like just a normal big step up, but in that 8.0, 8.5 range. And the Cadillac, which is based off like the time of, hey, all we want to do is get into the wave. We just want to catch the wave. It's all about catching the biggest wave and screw what happens after. Like, just get me in. And the Cadillac was designed with this insane amount of volume, huge beak nose, and they were maneuverable too, but limited because of how thick they were. I was like, hey, let's like lean these things down. Our positioning has changed. Now we're not like, hey, just let me catch the wave. We're like, I want to take off under the lip. I want to knife it super hard as I'm taking off. And once I make the drop, I want to like be pumping and turning and maneuvering. And so we leaned and sliced up the rails, made them nice and sharp, took a lot of the volume off the rails and put it into the center of the board. So you still got some volume under your chest. They're not going to paddle as well as a Cadillac, but they do paddle well. But they're far more meant to just be maneuverable, be knifey, get you moving quick in the barrel. So pretty exciting. Epic little logo Faisal came up with. Baddies. Dude. My fins on the tile. Huh. Bold move, Captain. What a sight. I zoomed in on the set and there's someone doing some crazy yoga move. There's dogs battling out with thunderous applause. Whoa! There's an epic battle out there. Ivan thinks it's straight closeouts out there. To be honest, it looks a lot like straight closeouts. But Puerto is Puerto. We're gonna get out there and get amongst it. Wish us luck, folks. That thing was makeable. Ivan on my 8.5, I think. I'm on my, whoa, 8.0. Big wave signature fins. Made it! I did it! I nearly had a dry hair paddle out. That's Puerto. Either have the easiest paddle out ever, or the absolute worst paddle out ever. I got the easy one, Ivan's getting worked. Wow, the left in the distance going on. No way. Hey. There'll be a big left coming in. There'll be a big left coming in. Waves coming in. Left driving. Go, paddle in. Hey, you. Oh. shape with the backwash. Go, go, go! I was in the barrel, and a braking backwash was coming at me, and I turned off of it, and it shot me out. It's the little things. You know? The wind is so dead right now. The wind is about to go on shore. Yeah. It's 9 o'clock. See it? It's coming right there. Then everyone's gonna go in, and we're gonna stay out. And you're gonna not be an NPC. I can't believe I didn't make that. now sand everywhere. The sand has infiltrated everything. Look at this. What are you doing, silly wave? Wonk out. It's the Puerto wonk out. Whoa, these are almost breaking back out to sea. Imagine paddling into a wave and hitting these chunks. Hooded rash guard, life-saving right now because of that thing. Ivan's been hooded up. I'm hooded up. Airtex Cordura, of course. Wow. Oh, watch out! Guy almost took his fin in the back of his head. Oh. Oh no. He's getting pulled back. Damn, there's a guy way in there. Oh, he's bored. Give me that. I don't think he's gonna get it. Almost had a corner on it. They had the club music going off last night till literally 5 a.m. Neither me nor Ivan slept. And we weren't even at the club, we were in our beds. Might as well have been at the club. It was so loud, he couldn't sleep. But tonight, I'll play my rain noise and get some better sleep. Team Florence Marine X is on the mission. Atacama Desert to Panama to Puerto. we're gonna watch a set. I need to give you my GoPro so I didn't lose everything.
I don't have to film after today.
Really?
Oh.
Windy.
No, I lost a $50 hand.
No.
Is this where I spiral out?
No, no.
I have $150, $60 left.
Double down. Double down, dog. So, boards survived. Luckily, I put them through a lot. My leash is twice the length it was. We get out there, and Puerto is notorious for having a lot of closeouts, but it was like really closed out this morning. It was like nobody was getting waves. Kind of paddle meandered around and then ended up going to the far bar. Looked like there was a little more swell hitting there and maybe some rip currents, because like there wasn't even really rip currents, which is weird for Puerto. It was so straight and so close to the beach that it wasn't doing the normal big rips, which like sometimes those big rips can create peaks. Wasn't doing that. And then so we went down where there was a little rip, and after a slow start and some warm-up waves, I ended up getting some sick rides. So great success. Hopefully the sand gets better throughout the week, but yeah, session 1, Puerto. Love being back here. Thanks to the local boys for sharing their waves. And boards felt great. Took some heavy beat downs. Like I was getting a little too comfortable just in board shorts and a rash guard. The aero shield would have been epic. It wasn't too hot out there at all. But yeah, I got caught a few times just thinking I could paddle back out instead of doing the trip around. Worked a few times, but one of the times I got stuck in a rip during an oncoming set and had some like pretty long hold downs. No emergency warnings and the head going off, but getting close on some of the hold downs. I just felt so like sinky, like when those rips are pulling out and the sets are coming in and that water has so much boils that you get on these dips of the sides of the boils, which is water being pushed down, and you can get pushed down. And it was oddly deep. Like I was like, oh, I'll let myself get pushed to the bottom to jump off and swim back up, but I was kind of a bad choice because I got pushed so far down that I was like, oh man, if I kick off and swim here, I could just get washed back down before I reach the surface, so spend a lot of energy. Puerto's like that. It's spooky. Like sometimes it's shallow, you're on the bottom, but sometimes it's just deep enough that you can kick off the bottom because it's sand. You're not worried about really like getting scratched up on it. But I've seen like one time Tom Lowe got sandburn where he hit his face on the sand so hard that it took the skin off. But yeah, you can get pushed down deep enough that you get a great jump off the bottom and good stroke to swim, and
there's still enough water above your head that you just get washed back down to it. So Puerto is a beast, tons of power, but some epic rides. So super stoked. So we'll see you in the next session. There'll be many more. What'd you do now?
I accidentally bet 25. I thought I had
And you
five.
hit?
I hit on that.
Our in-house NPC is taking his NPC nap.